Good afternoon, good after rainy afternoon. My name is Martin Burke. I'm a member of the board of the Missoula Art Museum, and on behalf of our board of directors, on behalf of the administration of the museum, and on behalf of our capital campaign committee, I want to welcome you to our grand opening. Thank you for being here on this day blessed by rain, and to help us unwrap the new man. Now, a little parenthetical here. Laura Millen, when she set this date, looked at the history of weather for September 15th for the last 10 years. Average temperature 70 degrees and no rain. So much for statistics. Well, let me suggest that this is a momentous occasion for Missoula, as it would be for any city that is opening a new art museum. An art museum is a place that speaks to our souls. It is also a place that suggests something about the soul of a city. As you are about to see, the new Center for the Arts makes perfectly clear to our world that Missoula's got soul.
Yeah.
And the core of the soul of Montana is in its Native American heritage. And so just as we opened our groundbreaking ceremony for this museum on an icy cold January day 2 years ago with a native blessing, we have asked Johnny Arley, a Bitterroot Salish and an enrolled member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Nations, to pronounce a blessing. Johnny is a member of a prominent family on the Flathead Reservation. He is known throughout Indian country as a cultural leader and a spiritual leader of the Salish tribe. Johnny is a traditional artist and also teaches at the Salish Kootenai College. Please welcome Mr. Johnny Arley.
Thank you very much. I welcome everybody to the Salish homeland of Missoula, suburb Missoula. Today gives me great honor to give a blessing today for this museum here. I'm always in favor of art. Ever since I was a little child, I know I've got a little painting or a little drawing that I have that was given to me by one of the priests a long time ago that I had done when I was 12 years old. And so it was all framed, so I got it on my wall. But I still follow through with the arts, and I support the art in every medium. I'd like to especially give a great prayer for this rain today, much needed rain that we as human beings need, and especially our brothers, the animal world, and the plants, the rocks, the stream. All of this is needed for them. To give everybody relief, and I'm sure that all the hunters here are probably itching to go hunting too, with the cool air in the wind. I'd like to light a smudge of sweet grass, and we'll give blessing here, then I'll give an honor song, and then that will complete my little work here. Thank you very much. Lemlum sluquin odun sutan cleat spa. Quieslamtum cleapots, Harhart, that is it pacey, Quemptonetly test quist uch awi, Yakot sit, Yakot Scott egg a squalatia. Test quislamtum, Lucan Odleman, Comicatsia, Kenny a Kextuits, Kaya meals can be years, cleared studly. Commitarchen Kakaswas cleared studly. Say Luquieslamtum, Luquin Odun Sutan, Quemp Shay, Chicks, Kunei, Quixalamtum. Thank you very much.
Johnny, thank you. You honor us by your presence and by that beautiful blessing. Ma'am Unwrapped. Our grand opening theme is one of gift. Over 100 years ago, Missoulians stood in this very same place and they celebrated the gift of a new library. For me, the very bricks and stones of this grand old facade speak of that gift. They speak of the people who had the wisdom and the foresight to know the importance of a library in the life of a community, and their gift made that library possible. Today, the exquisite stone of the new MAM edition, the Andrew Precht edition, and the restored facade of this Carnegie building speak of gift. The building of the new MAM represents a powerful gesture, a gesture of generosity by a remarkable group of individuals, government entities, and foundations. People who recognized that this city, this region, needed a first-class art museum, a place of education, a place where one could experience the richness of discovery, a place of inspiration and reflection, a place where there is awakened in our children and in each of us a sense of beauty, a place where the imagination is given free rein. That place is here in MAM, Unwrapped. It is said, and I personally believe, that art, like the rains that nourish our earth, comes from the depths of the heavens. And if that is correct, then heaven enters our lives here in the new and soon to be unwrapped MAM. It has been said that art is poetry made visible. And if that is correct, and I believe it is, then this museum will be a place of inspired poetry. It is said that some gifts keep on giving, and this one will. One need only look at this 100-year-old plus building and this brilliant new addition to know that this gift that we celebrate today will be a lasting legacy. While the building that we unwrap today is new in so many ways, the Missoula Art Museum is not. It is an institution that was born decades ago in the era of the 1970s, at a time distinguished by its emphasis on the arts, not only in Montana, but nationwide. We want to look briefly at that period, that important period for the arts here and in the United States. And to help us do that, it's my pleasure to invite a longtime advocate for the arts, the former U.S. Representative for Montana, Pat Williams, to say a few words. Pat.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this shining place punctuates the golden age of public access to the arts. The beginnings of Missoula Art Museum coincided with the national efforts to encourage the availability of art for all the people. That process began to flourish here in America only in the 1970s, about the time the original Missoula Museum galleries opened here in the old Carnegie Library. The public, through the Congress of the United States, had just then created a small agency called the National Endowment for the Arts. It is not by chance that this museum and that agency have grown and nurtured together. Here in Montana and throughout the nation, the arts and the public's access to them have flourished. During this golden age, we Americans and Montanans have witnessed the creation and growth of hundreds of symphonies, thousands of galleries, music festivals, opera companies, artist-in-resident programs, theater companies, photography studios, dance companies, Shakespeare in the Park, artists in the schools, and the list goes on. And importantly, includes an established state arts council in every state in America. None of this, including our new space, is easy. It wasn't easy for the executives. It wasn't easy for the fundraisers. It wasn't easy for the givers. Art never is. Let me take the license, if I might, this afternoon, to say that art can be difficult on politicians. But it is most difficult of all on the artists themselves. Art and politics can and occasionally do enhance each other. However, they resist mixing like oil and water. At times allies, but often adversaries, they actually depend one upon the other. Art can flourish without politics. The reverse is not true. Democracy needs art's subversiveness, the voice of protest, appeal, and warning is necessary to arrest the vigor of an often wrong-headed, errant government. The arts reflect the patronage of many, and thus representing diversity and pluralism, our society's bulwark against tyranny. So art and politics are simple, but they are not easy. Like fly fishing, art, because it is so simple, is most difficult, requiring that elegant combination of grace and gusto. Perhaps it's entirely appropriate here, hard on the banks of the waters that run through it, I should conclude by quoting Norman Maclean, who in his book, The River Runs Through It, quoted his father, the Reverend Maclean, as saying this: all good things, trout, as well as eternal salvation, come by grace, and grace comes by art, and art does not come easy. This didn't come easy, but all of those who were engaged now own and have access to it in this great Montana and American golden age. Thank you very much.
Pat, you've never lost the poetry of Butte, America. Ma'am Unwrapped. As we prepare to unwrap this gift, we need to give thanks to many. And to begin offering our thanks, I want to call upon Vivian Brookke, who has been tireless as a board member of this museum and as co-chair of the capital campaign that made this building possible. Please welcome Vivian.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really hard to speak to all of you without crouching down, but I hope you can hear me. I've been asked to speak on behalf of all of the museum board. So with a nod to Lincoln at Gettysburg, I want to tell you that 4 years and many meetings ago, the museum board brought forth upon this site a new notion, conceived in hope and dedicated to the proposition that Missoula needed a new museum. Now we are engaged in a wonderful celebration to cut the ribbon at this newly restored Carnegie building and its modern addition, a gift to the city of Missoula and the people in the region. The city had the foresight years ago to preserve the Carnegie building they owned. They helped to create a museum for contemporary art. Now in 2006, we are giving back to the city a totally restored Carnegie building and a wonderful addition to boot. Those people who dedicated their time and efforts to saving the Carnegie building once the library moved to its new location are to be commended for their perseverance and energy to protect this building and to find a home for contemporary art. I know some of the founding members are here today. Would you just please kind of wave your hand and let the audience see who you are, or stand and be recognized? Thank you. Thank you. The mayor was Bob Brown at the time, and he began this long record of support from the city. Mayor George Turman and Mayor Dan Kemmis lent their wholehearted support to this project. And I know George Turman is here. If he would stand and be recognized. Thank you, George. There are just so many people and groups to thank for getting the Renaissance campaign, which began in September of 2002, to this ribbon cutting celebration 4 years later, September 2006. The museum is grateful for those in government who had the vision and confidence in this project and laid the groundwork for the expansion at the very beginning of the project. The Missoula Redevelopment Agency was there for us at the very outset. They were fully behind the project, and I would like Ellen Buchanan, Jeff Badnock, and past and present members of the MRA board to wave their hand in the audience there and be recognized. Thank you so much. There's another member who is no longer with us, but who supported this expansion when it was just a wee bit of an idea. Ron McDonald provided a strong voice both on the MRA board and in the community, and for this we will be forever grateful. When the MRA approved a $1 million bond so that we could borrow money to begin the project, the museum board was ecstatic when the Missoula City Council gave us their unanimous approval. Mayor Mike Cadis gave us his strong support, and that has continued to this day. And I would like, if Mike is here, or any of the present or former city council members that have been a part of this ongoing support, to wave or stand up and be recognized too. And thank you. Over the years, the museum has had operational support from Missoula County. These funds have been approved with the confidence that art is good for the whole of Missoula County, and the museum's benefits ripple out well beyond the city limits. Without these operational funds, the museum could not have continued to keep its doors open during the construction phase while these doors were closed. We are grateful for the solid support the Board of County Commissioners has shown MAM during the building project and over the years. And would all the members who are on the present Board of County Commissioners, I know I've seen a few here today, Barbara and Bill, and I don't know if Jean's here, and any past members of the County Commissioners who've also offered their long-standing support, thank you so much. With this rock-solid support from both our city and county governments, we were able to secure funding from private foundations. These foundations were very impressed by the fact we had built such a strong core of support, not only with our faithful friends in the private sector, but also with our good friends in the public sector. The state and local historic preservation boards gave us direction in helping us create the marriage of the old and new, so that we were able to retain the Carnegie standing as a National Historic Site. I don't know if any of the members of those boards are here, the state or the local Historic Preservation Board, but if you are, please wave your hands or stand and be recognized. And we want to thank you so much. The state of Montana, through the Department of Commerce, awarded a Travel Montana grant. The department director was not able to join us, but we are very grateful that they saw that MAM is indeed a definite asset to attracting tourists to Missoula. Also on the state level, through the Montana Arts Council, we secured a Montana Cultural Trust grant. And I'd like to recognize both the current Arts Council Director, Arlen Fishbaugh, and David Nelson, the former director. If you're here, thank you. Within the federal government, there's a granting agency named Save America's Treasures. With the help from Senator Burns' office, we were guided to this agency and were awarded a sizable grant. Senator Burns could not be here today, but he sent his good wishes. An excerpt from his letter reads, "Best wishes as you celebrate the completion of a project that will provide greater access to the arts for all the members of the Missoula community. Sincerely, Conrad Burns." As I said before, the support from governmental entities made a strong argument to other granting agencies. We here at MAM are truly blessed to have so many people within the government who see the value of this building, whether it's for historic preservation, for tourism, for economic development, for encouraging regional artists, or for education. They've all seen from their perspective how the expanded and restored Missoula Art Museum will enrich our lives and the lives of our children, their children, and for generations into the future. Thank you very much.
Vivian, thank you so much. Mayor John Engen, who together with our city council played such an enormous role in making MAM possible, could not be with us today. He, however, asked that the communications officer of the city of Missoula, Ginny Merriam, someone we all know well, he asked Ginny to read a brief statement from him. Ginny.
I will tell you that my boss, Mayor John Engen, has a great talent for being in 4 or 5 places at the same time. But today he's flying to Anchorage, Alaska for a Western Mayors Conference on Global Warming, so even he couldn't overcome that. Here are the remarks he sent with his regrets. "We gather here today, young and not so young, in a space that's new and old. Years ago, half of this building was a gift to Missoula, a library, a place for all sorts of folks to appreciate all sorts of things. It's fitting then that the brand new half of this building is a gift to Missoula as well, an art museum, a place for all sorts of folks to appreciate all sorts of things. Thanks to the folks who begged for money, and thanks to the folks who gave it. Thanks to the folks who dreamed and worked and built this place. A good city makes sure that potholes are filled. A great city makes sure that souls are nourished too. I'm proud to make a life with my neighbors, friends, and family in a great city."
Ginny, thank you very much, and Mayor Engen, I hope that you've got sunshine up there. As you walk through the unwrapped MAM, you cannot help but be astonished by the strength and the beauty of the architectural design. Our architect, Warren Hampton of Oz Architects, invested not only his extraordinary talent in creating the design for this building that so successfully integrates the old and the new, but he invested his heart and soul. And the truth of that statement is going to become evident to you as you walk through the new MAM. Warren is standing out here under an umbrella, and I just want us to acknowledge you, Warren, for an incredible gift that you've given each of us. Now, obviously, it took not only a great architect and an inspired architectural design to create the gift we are unwrapping here today. It also required the enormous efforts of committed contractors and subcontractors and their cadre of talented craftspeople. What an incredibly gifted and dedicated group of men and women did the actual construction and renovation of this building. And so I want to ask all of those people who work for Quality Construction and all of the various subcontractors in this project to stand. And at the same time, I would ask those individuals, Dick King, Tony Matlock, Kim Reinecke, and Kate Sutherland, who served in the MAM Building Committee, that oversaw the construction to stand. Let's join and acknowledge their incredible gift. When you see one of those builders, thank them. As I noted at the outset, a remarkable number of individuals and foundations who care deeply about this community and its future invested generously in this project. I cannot tell you how moved each of us on the board and on the campaign committee have been moved by your gifts and by the fact that so many of you gave not only once, but twice, sometimes 3 times, sometimes 4 times. Now, if I tried to read the names of each person and of every foundation who contributed to this campaign, we'd be here the rest of the day, and I'm not going to do that to you. We had invited Sue Colleton from the Paul Allen Foundation to speak to us this afternoon on the importance of private philanthropy and to speak to us about why the Paul Allen Foundation said this museum is their Montana poster child. But Sue, I don't think, was able to make it. I don't think her plane has arrived. So on behalf of Sue and knowing what she was going to say, we just say thank you to every one of you. No matter how large, how small your gift was, every gift led to this. Thank you, thank you. Now, of course, there would be no need for this building whatsoever if it weren't for the artists, those special people among us who through their gifts reveal dimensions of our world and of our lives that would otherwise be invisible to us. For indeed, the artists challenge us to look again at objects, at events, at people, and at this good earth, and to see and understand in a way we have not before. This region is blessed with many fine artists, and to them we owe a profound debt of gratitude. Would all of the artists in this wonderful audience, brave audience, wave their hand or stand so that we can acknowledge you? Thank you. We were going to have Jean Quick-to-See Smith, a renowned contemporary Native American artist, speak to us. Her plane apparently was delayed, and so she will not be with us. But when you walk through the Linda Frost Gallery, which we are dedicating to contemporary Native American art, you are going to see part of the collection that Jean has pledged to this museum. She has pledged all of her prints and all of her works on paper, an enormously important gift to this museum. So let's applaud Jean, even though she is not with us. In 1990, Laura Millen became director of our museum. And my hat is off to those who had the wisdom to hire Laura. In Laura, they hired a leader, an educator, a visionary, an advocate for the arts who indeed has made a profound difference in our community. For all of us who serve as volunteers for this museum, working with Laura and with the wonderfully talented and dedicated staff she has hired has been a great joy. My admiration for a person could not be greater. As we unwrap Ma'am, it is most fitting that we acknowledge this remarkable person who has made so important a contribution to the life of our community, Laura Millen.
John just arrived.
And I see that John has arrived, but Laura will speak first and then John.
Greetings, everyone, on this inauspicious day, which is, after all, just the first of the rest of the new Ma'am's life. It may be a rainy one, but it's really an exciting one for me. And thank you so much for joining us for it. Before I give my very brief, you'll be happy to know, and concluding speech, I do want to ask Jean Quick-to-See Smith, who just arrived, to please say hello to you. John, can you jump in?
I do have a few words cooked up.
Good.
Is it okay?
Yes, please.
All right. So I'm really happy to be here. This is an honor. Thank you.
You just got here. Okay.
Oh,
You're not ready.
yeah.
Okay. Jean just got off the plane, and besides saying that she's so happy to be here, she's not prepared to give the speech she had prepared for today. So that's the way it goes with travel. This has been a long-held dream of mine, and I'm honored to stand before you and say, we did it. We, I say, because it is teamwork that makes a project like this happen. I couldn't have done any of it, obviously, by myself. I wish to acknowledge my board, certainly the hardest working, most loving, and gregarious board in the world. Thank you, ma'am, Board of Directors. And my staff, truly a team. We love working together. We love each other and we love our work, and I hope that shows. Thank you, all of you who believed, because it takes a lot of belief to make a project like this come true. Thank you all for deep patience, for abiding support. The new MAM is our gift to Missoula, and it will keep on giving. What you will see over the coming years will be exciting, high-tech, old-fashioned, new, old. It will be our dream, our long-held dream, to provide an art museum for all. So without further ado, let the ribbon cutting begin. Thank you so much.
Laura, thank you. And now for that moment you've been waiting for, the unwrapping of MAM. On behalf of all of us, we want to ask the following individuals to be our ribbon cutters, and would ask them to step up to that ribbon as I call their names. Dr. Sharon Alexander, the president of the MAM Board of Directors. Larry Anderson, aide to U.S. Senator Conrad Burns. Pat Aresti, generous patron, and the newest member of the MAM Board of Directors. Rudy Audio, internationally renowned artist. Bill Carey, chair, Missoula Board of County Commissioners. Corky Claremont, artist and enrolled member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes. Hal Frazier, vice president, First Security Bank, and board member of the Missoula Redevelopment Agency. Louise Ross, Art Associates of Missoula, and members of the MAM Board of Directors. Susan O'Connor, extraordinary patron of the arts, who I don't think was able to make it today, but she said she'd be here with us in spirit. Mayor Mike Cadis, and last but certainly not least, George Turman, the former mayor of Missoula, who in many respects was one of the founding mayors for this museum. And now, if the ribbon cutters would do the honors.
Ask them to each take a little snip.
And each take a little snip, but make sure you get it cut. Because we need to get in there. He is. Yeah.
Oh,
There he is.
yeah.
Rudy knows how to do it. He's cutting the bunch together.
And Mike, go ahead and do it. No, here we go. Corky, finish it off if you would, please.
He's the artist. He's the artist.
The artist. Woo! And so, ladies, and gentlemen, we give proudly to Missoula and to this region the unwrapped MAM. Please enter and see and experience gift, many gifts. Celebrate with us this new day, this new era for the arts in Missoula and the region. Thank you.
Carry your own phone. Take care of yourself. Good to see you.
Thank you, Ben. I loved your intro.
Pat, you've got that lyrical voice of youth.